News in Australia. Beyond the headlines. Australia's digital and policy future. In mid-2025 is a nation in flux, with major policy shifts, evolving economic pressures, and a rapidly changing digital landscape dominating the conversation. From the halls of Parliament to the daily lives of Australians, the currents of change are strong, demanding attention from businesses, families, and policymakers alike. The economy. A tightrope walk for the RBA. The Australian economy is showing a mix of promising and concerning signs. The latest data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics, ABS, indicates a moderate business turnover increase of 0.1% in June, and a positive balance on goods trade, rising by $3,761 million in the same month. However, a significant area of focus remains the labor market. The unemployment rate has seen a slight increase to 4.2% in June, with the youth unemployment rate climbing to 9.6%. This has put pressure on the Reserve Bank of Australia, RBA, to consider further interest rate adjustments. While the RBA has held the cash rate target at 3.85%, many economists are forecasting a cut in the coming months to stimulate growth. This comes as the national inflation rate sits at 2.4% and average wage growth is at 3.4%, suggesting a delicate balance between managing inflation and preventing an economic slowdown. Business investment remains weak, and while household consumption is expected to pick up, it's a slow recovery from a period of modest growth. Policy and society. From education to online safety. The federal government is making bold moves in key policy areas. In a significant announcement, the government has set a new national planning level for international students, increasing the total number of places to 295,000 for the 2025-26 financial year. This is a 9% increase from the previous year, with a strong focus on prioritizing public universities and students from Southeast Asia. Institutions are being encouraged to provide more affordable student housing, a condition for expanding their quotas. This policy is a response to both the economic contribution of international education, which was over 51 billion Australian dollars in 2024, and the need to manage infrastructure and housing pressures. On the home front, the government's approach to online safety is sparking intense debate. Amendments to the Online Safety Act 2021 are set to take effect in December, imposing a mandatory minimum age of 16 for social media platforms. The new rules, which will apply to platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, require companies to take reasonable steps to prevent minors from having accounts, with fines of up to $50 million for non-compliance. While the government's stated aim is to protect children's mental health and well-being, critics, including some advocacy groups and the Privacy Commissioner, have raised concerns about the broad scope of the legislation and potential privacy implications. Business and consumer trends. The digital frontier. The Australian business landscape is being reshaped by technological and social trends. Cybersecurity is a top-tier concern, with ransomware and double extortion attacks becoming increasingly sophisticated. A recent report from CyberCX highlighted that financially motivated attacks make up 65% of incidents, with the healthcare and financial services sectors being the most impacted. In response, businesses and the government are investing heavily in a defense in depth strategy and enhanced crisis preparation. In the consumer market, a few key trends stand out. The rise of social commerce. Social media platforms are no longer just for marketing, they are now direct shopping channels. The influence of platforms like TikTok and Instagram in driving sales is growing, with brands focusing on authentic, engaging content to build trust with a skeptical consumer base. Sustainability and ethics. ESG considerations are a non-negotiable for many Australian consumers. Shoppers, particularly from younger generations, are actively seeking out brands with strong sustainability commitments and ethical practices, a trend that is influencing everything from product design to supply chain management. Digital payments. The shift away from cash is accelerating. Australia's payments market is projected to reach $2.29 trillion United States dollars by 2030, with digital wallets now being the preferred payment method for many. The introduction of new payment systems like Pay2 and the growing popularity of Buy Now, Pay Later (BNPL) services are further diversifying the payment ecosystem. As Australia moves forward, the interplay between government policy, economic realities, and evolving social behavior will define the national narrative. The coming months will be crucial in seeing how these various threads come together to shape the country's future. Until our next episode, thank you for listening. This is AR-WorldNews.com saying, take care and be safe.